Coming up on a special edition of VCU InSight, we're covering the election in Virginia.
Blue takes over the state legislature. We're at the Democratic Watch Party as they celebrate their wins in the State House and Senate.
And after a tough loss, state Republicans are responding to the results.
What does all this mean for the political future of Virginia? A VCU political science professor weighs in.
All this and more, VCU InSight starts right now. Hello, I'm Bridget Kelly.
And I'm Mario Navarro, and this is VCU InSight.
The Democrats now have control over the state House and state Senate. With 100 House seats up for grabs, the Democrats claim 51 seats while the Republicans claim 48. One race remains undecided.
40 Senate seats up for grabs. The Democrats have claimed 21 seats, while 19 have gone to the Republicans.
One of the most watched and most expensive races this election was for State Senate District 16 in Henrico. Between incumbent Republican Siobhan Dunavant and Democrat Schuyler Van Valkenburg. The result, Van Valkenburg with the win at 54% versus 45%.
It was a big win for the party, and I was actually there live watching it all unfold. The watch party for the Democratic Party of Virginia soon turned into a celebration.
We've maintained our majority in this
as Blue took over the state legislature. The biggest victory of the night, Schuyler Van Valkenburg winning Henrico District 16 and flipping it from Republican to Democrat.
Start by thanking all of my team, by thanking all of the hundreds of volunteers that came out in Henrico County.
Now a state senator, Van Valkenburg ended the watch party with what he envisions as Virginia's future.
Focus on the things that matter, whether it's their kids' schools, whether it's bringing down healthcare costs, creating a dynamic economy, protecting our environment, trying to reduce gun violence. And they certainly don't want us taking away women's rights.
But even with a Democratic victory in Virginia, the focus for the party is now shifting to the upcoming presidential election next year.
InSight's Brian Fritz was at the GOP watch party in Henrico for what was expected to be a crucial part of Governor Youngkin's trifecta. But
it didn't work out that way on election night, and Brian got reaction from Dunavant on the results.
The Glory Days Grill in Richmond was supposed to be the home of a GOP celebration in Central Virginia, but voters had other plans favoring the Democrats.
We have the vote in from today and we're down. We're going to wait and see what the ABEV says.
The 16th Senate District was redrawn, making the previously Republican district up for grabs.
Going in, this district was redrawn at a D+8. We've overperformed that.
The incumbent was not prepared to concede, but said the Dunavant camp ran a perfect campaign.
Our message, our positivity, our vision. I'm on track. I'm so proud of the 8 years I've had in the Senate and the things that I've been able to do that are reasonable and consensus building for Virginia. I know that's what we need more of. I am 100% proud of my campaign. It was perfect.
Reporting from Richmond for VCU InSight and the newsroom at VCU, I'm Brian Fritz.
Here are some other results for big races across the Commonwealth. House District 58, which covers much of Shore Pump and Tuckahoe, Democrat Rodney Willett wins by a 9% margin, receiving 54% of the votes. He defeated Republican opponent Riley Shia.
For the House of Delegates, District 82, covering Petersburg and Dinwiddie, that race is still undecided. Republican opponent Kim Taylor is currently ahead by less than 1% with 50% of the vote. Democrat Kimberly Pope Adams has 49% of the votes.
For Senate District 17 in Hampton Roads and Southside, the Republican Party has taken control. Republican Emily Brewer claimed victory with 52%, while 40% went to Democrat opponent Clint Jenkins. So what brought voters to the polls, and what does this mean for Virginia's future?
I talked to a VCU political science professor about that. She says the issue of abortion was on many voters' minds, and she also weighed in on what these results mean on the national stage. Amanda Winterseek, a VCU political science professor, says abortion was a main issue bringing voters to the polls.
I think it's really clear that we're continuing to have this lingering ripple effect from the Dobbs decision, which overturned Roe.
And with each state now making the decision.
Abortion, not just in Virginia, but across the country, has been a main motivator for Democratic voters.
For the last 2 years, Virginia has been a state with a Republican governor and Republican House of Delegates. This changed on Tuesday as Democrats swept up both the House and the state Senate. But Winterseek says with a Republican governor, expect gridlock over the next couple of years.
Because we have divided government and because it's really clear that in this high level of political polarization that we're experiencing, that there isn't much incentive on either side to compromise.
Virginia is a state that could reflect national voting patterns in the 2024 presidential election. Winterseek says the abortion debate will continue to drive people to the polls, but it's not clear what that means for Joe Biden.
I don't think that what happened in Virginia changes the fact that Joe Biden has an uphill battle in terms of his poll numbers and in terms of the population's concerns about his age in particular.
Some other key issues on the ballot when the new General Assembly meets this January are gun control and education.
Let's hear from voters. InSight reporter Peyton Wilson talked to voters across the Richmond area about what brought them out to the polls.
Right, I'm in Henrico right now at Pinchbeck Elementary School, the second polling location that I visited, and voters tell me the issues that brought them to the polls include voters' rights, parental rights, abortion, and the state of the economy right now.
One Henrico voter expressed a strong desire for policies that support parents, women, healthcare accessibility, and safer schools.
I want to see policies that support parents. I want to see policies that support women. I want to see policies that make it easier for people to get health care. I want to see policies that make it easier for people to send their kids to school and have them feel safe.
But this voter isn't the only one echoing this. At River Edge Elementary in Chesterfield County, another voter says the same and wants more safety measures in schools.
I'd like to see higher pay for teachers. I'd like to see more security in the schools.
Voters also recognize the significant influence of government decisions on their everyday lives. A voter at the same polling location underscored the importance of voting even in local elections.
Your local government has the biggest impact on our personal lives, you know. The president sure is important, but I think our local government has important things that can affect us, whether it's taxes, schooling, different rights.
And at Knuckles Farm Elementary School, another voter added, everyone should cast a ballot as it is our right.
And I think really if you don't, it's like the only thing separating us from countries that don't get the right to do it. So you might as well try.
The next time Virginia voters will come out to cast a ballot won't be until next year's presidential election. Reporting from Chesterfield and Henrico for the newsroom at VCU, I'm Peyton Wilson.
With the youth voter turnout usually low during off-year elections, one group at VCU is working on changing that.
InSight reporter Ana Parada is talking with VCU Votes students on how they made sure to motivate college students to cast a ballot.
Here at VCU's Gladding Residence Center, first-time voters are celebrating. VCU political science class VCU Votes hosted their first Vardy. The voting party was created by 5 VCU students with hopes of encouraging young people to vote. With pizza, stickers, and balloons, first-time voters are able to celebrate their first time exercising their civic duty. First-time voter Kwame Walker says that voting in local elections is especially important.
I'm from Newport News, Virginia, so there's kind of like a larger influence that I have on my own local what I want to see from my people that represent me.
VCU Vote students are excited to continue on encouraging young voters by canvassing and using their Instagram at VCU in the booth. Reporting in Richmond for VCU InSight and the newsroom at VCU.
Another big race in Richmond, the casino referendum.
And for the second time, Richmond voters have said no, with 61% versus 38%.
InSight reporter Damon Hollenshed has more on the mayor's reactions on the results.
Damon is on the south side, where the proposed casino was set to be constructed.
I'm here where the $562 million casino referendum was set to be placed before 61% of voters voted against it this past Tuesday. For this election, According to VPAP, casino developers invested $10 million into the campaign, hoping to win over Richmond voters. At Hickory Hill Community Center on Richmond's south side, voter Letitia Burley says she voted in favor of the casino because she wants to see what it can bring to Richmond.
That's why I just voted, because I want to see what it could do and if it could do something, because we really don't have anything like that for us.
The casino referendum was supported by Mayor LeVar Stoney, who says that voters' voices are being heard.
I'm going to leave that for the pundits to decide on why it was rejected. There's a number of analysts who work on whether TV or work in newspaper who will have a lot to say about that. At the end of the day, the voters had a chance to speak a second time, and the city council and their mayor has heard them.
There are currently no plans for another casino referendum. Reporting from Richmond for VCU InSight and the newsroom at VCU, I'm Damon Hollenshed.
Another big issue on the ballots in Hanover. Voters rejected a proposal to elect the county's school board members. School board members will continue to be appointed. According to the Virginia Department of Elections, results still need to be certified.
That may take a couple of weeks, but in the meantime, InSight reporter Jason Tejeda Molina has the latest on early voting numbers and how smooth the process was for voters.
Thanks, Mario and Bridget. Many voters say the voting process was swift and easy. Not many hiccups at the polls this election. According to the Virginia Public Access Project, or VPAP, more than 800,000 people cast ballots in early voting. This is a 20% decrease in early voting from the previous November General Assembly election, and a 35% decrease from 2021. Republicans this year have seen an increase in early voting, mainly done in person. Reporting for VCU InSight in the newsroom at VCU, I'm Jason Tejeda Molina.
We are getting back to cool fall temperatures this weekend.
Friday will be cloudy with a high of 55, and Saturday we'll have plenty of sun with a high of 62.
You can check out the latest edition of VCU InSight on Thursday afternoons on our YouTube channel. For VCU InSight, I'm Mario Navarro.
And I'm Bridget Kelly. Have a great day.